Well, well, we're really live this time, Ryan.
Yeah. Are you
Um,
sure?
we need bloopers because the bloopers would show you that this is the third try. I'm not sure what happened with our little system here, but we are in fact live. In fact, we are not only live on Facebook today, we are also live on Instagram. So it's our first Travel Talk Tuesday live on Instagram, and it is our fifth, sixth, who's counting on Facebook. So I'm Frances Manzitto with Directions Tours.
And I'm Ryan Sanders, President and CEO of Direction Stores.
And we are here for our weekly chit chat about all things Directions Tours to tell you what's new, what's different, exciting developments, all the things that we can tell you about what's going on at Directions Tours.
Yes.
So the first two times we did this, we started off with some really cool little music. I'm going to see if I can get it to play this time since we are in fact live. Ryan, you talk for a second. I'm going to get back to that first video we used because it was better. Oops.
Oh, hello, everyone. We do have some great things coming up, particularly starting with the two. We're going to feature two tours today and kind of go over some other things. The first one is Jazz, Candy, and All That's Dandy. Which is a great overnight trip that features a Glenn Miller Orchestra. And that segue.
All right, I'm ready for you.
I'll watch the red box in the corner.
The end stream is on, so I think we are good to go. So here's a little taste of the Glenn Miller Orchestra for you.
What you say? Step aside, partner, it's my day. Bend the ear and listen to my version. Ah, really solid Tennessee excursion. On me there, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Put it down, and you can give me a shot.
So that is the Glenn Miller Orchestra that we're going to see June 3rd. Y'all know, I've told you, my calendar's on the wall over there. So when I look to the wall, I'm not looking to see who's at the door. I'm looking at my calendar to get my dates right. That's June 3rd, and that will be at the Derby Dinner Playhouse in Clarksville, Indiana. We will do an overnight trip. We will start on our way there. We're going to go to Ship's Candy and have all the sugar, have a nice little sugar rush, and potentially some lunch there before we go to an afternoon show at the Derby Dinner Playhouse to see the Glenn Miller Orchestra. I love that music. That's one of those things that I think I was born in the wrong era
Mm-hmm.
because I love that big band music. I think it'll be a great trip. I wish I could go, but I have to work.
Gosh, who's
I know
your
that
boss?
boss of mine. It's a Monday. The trip is a Monday, Tuesday, so it doesn't interfere with your weekend. We will end up staying that night in Louisville at the Drury Inn in Louisville and have dinner in Louisville. And then the next morning, on the way back to St. Louis, we'll go to Corydon, Indiana, and visit Zimmerman's Art Glass, where they'll do a glass blowing demonstration. We'll have a great lunch in Corydon and visit the Capitol building there and then head back to St. Louis. It's a great, quick little overnight trip with some fantastic entertainment. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yep. I think it's going to be a great trip. It's got candy, Glenn Miller, food, glass blowing, Corden. What more could one ask for in an overnight trip?
Right.
Staying at a Drury, it checks all the boxes.
That's right. That's right. And if you're new to traveling with a motor coach group, it's a great way to dip your toes in the water and see what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the travel show, Ryan.
Okay. I'm glad that you asked, Frances.
Well, it's my pleasure, Ryan.
Yes, this is our first annual travel show. We are really, really excited about it. We are coming up, on our final planning phases for what all, that we're going to keep a secret from y'all. So you have to come and see so you can experience it. But one thing that's different about this travel show than other travel shows that here at Directions we may have done is with all of the new product that we put out. We, feel like it would be best to have the subject experts there, because it's one thing for me to read off the itinerary, but if it's the person who's, put the tour together, or as Francis, or is from an attraction, from that area, they can maybe tell you the inside knowledge that we may not know yet. And they will all be well versed on their own product naturally. And they will maybe have some show specials there for you that if you book at the show, we'll be able to work, have something special for you. The date of the travel show is Thursday, April 18th, and it will be hosted at the Drury Inn and Suites Forest Park, which is at 2111 Sulphur Ave there in St. Louis. And we will have 2 sessions. So we'll have a session from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then one from 5 to 7 p.m. You do not have to call and RSV for reserve your time, but you're more than welcome to call and just let us know you're coming. We have some wonderful, wonderful vendors coming, including our good friend Amy, from the Drury. She said, "I'm coming." I said, "All right, well, come on." But no, we are really excited, and this is just the beginning for our travel shows. I hope to one day have to rent out the convention center because we have a giant catalog and all the vendors that want to come, and we'll do some raffles and some giveaways, and like I said, show specials. But we would love to see y'all there.
Yeah, and we've got some of our vendors are bringing door prizes, which will be nice. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great way to learn more about product. And here's the other thing that's really important. We will have trips there available with information that you can make a reservation for that are not yet in the catalog.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't stop planning the day the catalog goes to the printer. We keep planning and keep adding to the offerings, and we don't want you to wait until the next catalog goes out. So we'll have that information. I can tell you we've got 2 trips to Texas between now and the end of the year that didn't make it into the catalog. I have to look at my calendar, We have a Christmas trip to French Lick, Indiana. That's going to be a really nice trip. We have a Beef and Boards overnight, one-night trip for the Christmas story. I have talked with some people today about some international trips for next year. We'll have Africa in July, looking at potentially the Rhine River cruise next year, Australia in February. So none of those trips are in the catalog yet. Plus, we're going to do the Virginia International Tattoo that hopefully we'll have all ready to go by the time we go to that travel show. So that's one of the things that I think is a little different that we're doing is we mentioned this, Ryan and I went live on Friday about our website is our website is kind of a living thing. So it's not what's on the website today is not the end of the trips until our next catalog is done. So as we keep adding trips, we'll keep adding things to the website, but you'll get the first peek of those things at the travel show. So you want to make sure that you make it there. And again, like Ryan said, we have the 2 sessions. We want you to come and stay because we want you to come at 10:15, whatever time that is, and mill around and visit our vendors and pick up a catalog and sit down and browse through it. And then we'll have some time where our vendors and our travel partners actually talk to you as a group and tell you about those trips. And we have information about those trips that some of our vendors can't be at. So we'll have some video, we'll have, maybe even a PowerPoint, who knows, but we're going to have some great information. So you walk away understanding what those trips are like.
And, if you have questions about something that you see in your brand new catalog that you'll be receiving in the mail, hopefully over the next few days to a week, bring them because we should have, Frances has written all of the product in here with some help of some people for certain trips. So she is kind of our subject matter expert on a lot of them, but we will still have a lot of people who are the pros. We've got some people coming from Wisconsin for both of our Wisconsin trips, so they can give you more information, give you more in-depth information. And that's one of the things when I first was thinking of purchasing directions, it was my goal to have a travel show like this. My grandparents used to own a travel company, for those who don't know, down here in New Orleans, where I'm based. And they used to have a travel show once a year, and they probably have 50 to 70 vendors, and they'd get a couple thousand people to come. And it was very successful and very educational, because we understand how important your money is to spend. So you want to make sure you know exactly what you're getting on a tour. So that's one of the things that we're doing this earlier than I thought we would, but I'm very excited that we are doing it because I think it's going to be very valuable to all our guests.
Well, and the other thing, just to point out, we mentioned that there's a 10 o'clock session and a 5 o'clock session. We're also doing a session at 2:30 in the afternoon that we want to invite people who, if you are the president of the travel club at your church, or if you live in a senior community and you run the travel club, or you have a group of people that want to travel together as a group, we want you to come to that afternoon session at 2:30, because we're going to talk about how we can work together to make that work for your group, whether we plan a trip specifically for your group or we work with you to get a block of seats on a trip that we already have going out. We have some people that do that now, and it works well for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that additional time frame in mind.
And if you do want to come to that 2:30 kind of group leader, activity coordinator, president of the travel club, if you would call into the office and just say, hey, I'm with this one, I'm with the Midwest Center Bank Travel Club, and we want to come to your 2:30 session, just let us know so we can know who all to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about Sing the Glory Down.
Speaking of subject experts.
Speaking of subject matter expert, this is a trip that I put together at my previous job, an event that I put together. So it's funny, we have our operations meetings every week. And when we get to Sing the Glory Down, they're like, what do we need to do for that? You don't need to do anything. I got this one. I've got this one under control. This is for our travelers who like gospel music. Because this is a very faith-based trip. And I want you to know that, because I want to meet your expectations on the trip. But if you like gospel music and you love Jesus, this is the trip that you should be on. It's 3 nights in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is nice because it doesn't take you a day and a half to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to leave in the morning. We're going to be there shortly after lunch. And we have so much music in this package. It's just incredible. We have a bluegrass band called the Passenger Creek. They have sorry, I just went blank. They have a 3-time state champion fiddle player in the band. And for my friends who are country music fans and go way back to the origins of the Grand Ole Opry, Uncle Dave Macon was an original Grand Ole Opry member. He had some pretty interesting bluegrass hits back in the day. One of my favorites is the song called Give Me Back My $5. That is about an old boy who got married and he paid the preacher $5 and it's not working out and he'd like to have his money back. But his great grandson is the leader of the band, quite talented, plays the guitar, plays the banjo, and they will be doing an evening of bluegrass gospel. The next day, we will have a dinner on the grounds at Historic Collinsville. And I might not have these in the right order, but you're going to get all of these things in no particular order. We have dinner on the grounds at Historic Collinsville, which is an 1800s settlement village. And we have a Southern Gospel quartet called Stillwater that are coming from Kentucky to perform at that. In the evening on the second night, we have a really special evening. We'll be going to Loretta Lynn's Ranch. And at Loretta's, we have Ken Mellons, who Ken had some hits on the country charts back in the late 80s, I guess early 90s. You may remember his big hit, Rub-a-Dubbin' in My Tub. Or I'm just an old jukebox junkie. Jukebox Junkie was one of his big hits. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for 35 years. I met him when I was a mere child. He is going to lead this evening off with some worship music. And we will then hear from Jeff Bates, who also had hits on the country charts in the early 90s. Jeff has an incredibly powerful testimony about how he overcame a methamphetamine addiction. And I will be at this trip, and I'm excited for this because I've watched it on YouTube, but I'm looking forward to having that experience and hearing him tell his story. And he's got an incredible voice, beautiful singing voice, much like kind of Conway Twitty-ish. But I mean, I could just sit and listen to him talk. So I'm looking forward to that evening. I think it's going to be very powerful and very moving. Again, we're doing that at Loretta Lynn's ranch. We will tour the ranch in the afternoon and have dinner in the show, I hate to call it a show, but the service, we'll call it, there that evening. The next day, we'll go to Johnny Cash's farm, the Storyteller's Farm, and Johnny's nephew, Mark Allen Cash, will perform for us. He's fantastic. He does a great job telling stories about his uncle. And if you are a Johnny Cash fan, you know how important his faith was to him. And this Storyteller's Museum in his Hideaway Farm, he called it the center of his universe. It was the place that he went to pray, and he found his peace in this place. So Mark will perform for us there. And then that night we have this guy, and I am so cool that I've learned how to show these little videos. So I'm going to pop up and let you get this invitation from the man himself. Here we go. I'll go full screen. Oh, what happened? Can you hear it?
Hit that. Yeah.
Part of Sing the Glory Down. It's on May the 9th.
Let's do a take 2 on that. How about that?
Hey everybody, Jason Crabb here, and I've got some exciting news. We are going to get to be a part of Sing the Glory Down. It's on May the 9th in Clarksville, Tennessee. You know how much I love Tennessee, and I love Clarksville. Can't wait to see you there. Sing the Glory Down. Here we come.
So Jason Crabb will be doing a show for our groups. It's going to be just a great night. If you've never seen Jason in concert, he's fantastic. He's got a bigger than life voice and a great story and a great testimony. And it will just be a wonderful evening. In addition to that, we'll be going to the Wonder Center, which is a new attraction in Tennessee. It is the largest, let me make sure I get this description right. It's the largest science museum in the world that's based on biblical principles. So they try to prove that everything in the universe didn't just happen. And they have one of the top 10 planetariums in the world. The planetarium show is fantastic. So we'll be going there as well. And then doing some other Clarksville things in the interim, in between those things. It's just a great tour. Lots of great music. You're going to leave there feeling uplifted and like you've been singing the glory down. So we do have space on that trip. We've probably got another 2 weeks maybe available for you to sign up on that trip. So don't wait. You want to make sure to claim your seat. It's going to be a fabulous trip.
No, I was really excited about that trip even before you came to work for us. I was like, hey, could you reach out? You're like, hey, you want to do this? I said, send me the itinerary. And I was like, that looks like a great tour. Now you're part of the team. So no, it's going to be a very great trip. You put a lot of special touches and things in there. It's going to be awesome.
Well, and not for nothing, I'm running the event. So don't tell anybody, but we'll probably get the best seats. I'm just saying. One of the perks.
Yes.
But it's going to be a great trip. We're excited about that. we've got a good number of people going on it. Would love to have another 10 people.
Mhm.
So that's your cue. If you're on the fence, sign up because it's going to be a great trip.
Yep. And just, one thing I wanted to mention, when closing, for those of you who we met, or I guess people could be watching from all over the country. If you sign up to get our catalog, if you were already on our list prior to last Friday, your catalog is on the way. Feel free to go to our website to sign up, and we will, once we get our stock of catalogs, which should be very early next week, we can send you one out. And when you do, either look on the website or the catalog. Know if it's a flyaway trip, you can fly away from anywhere in the United States to join our trips. Specifically, the New Orleans market. By tomorrow, we will have finalized all the pricing. We were waiting on a few airlines to get back to us. That was a delay, but you will receive, for those of you who signed up for our email blast, that pricing will be ready to go. So you will get that email blast. And we'll be able to start booking on our flyaways from New Orleans, which is kind of going to be where our second office location is initially. But you can, I always tell people, you can fly, they're called fly drives. So you can fly and drive from anywhere. But please feel free to give us a call. If the staff doesn't know right when you call, I've kind of implemented, they don't know this yet. Either if you call in the morning, we'll get you the answer by the end of the day. If not, it'll be by noon the next day, because we don't want you to wait around. But we would love to show you all over the country, all over the world.
Well, and that said, if you see a trip that's going out of St. Louis and it's something that you really want to do, you can always fly to St. Louis. Or if you're in a drivable area, you can drive to St. Louis and get on our bus from there.
Yep.
We want to take you. We're excited about that. We're excited about the new tours, and just can't wait for everybody to get the information. If you are currently on our mailing list, today we are doing an e-blast, so you'll don't tell anybody. There's a lot. I hope you guys can keep a secret. We're emailing the catalog out to everybody, so you can download it and go ahead and look at it. I don't know if you were supposed to know that, Ryan, but we
it's one of those good surprises. When they say good trouble to get into, this is good trouble.
It's good trouble. So that's going out today. It may already be in email boxes. Again, if you want our catalog, hit us up and let us know. We're ready to send them to you as soon as we get them in the mail.
Yep. And if you're listening to this at a group leader and you don't see a trip, but there's a trip that you want us to plan for you, if you're with a church group in Atlanta, Georgia, and you want somebody to plan your trip to go to the Ark or go to California, we can handle all of that for you.
Yep. I'm planning a civil rights trip right now for a church from Cincinnati. So you just tell us where you want to go and we can figure it out for you. We've got some really cool stuff coming up that we're fine tuning before we tell you about, but it will be a great things for group leaders to pick up and run with.
Yeah. So just make a note. When we do the intro song, I feel like I want a button where it's an automatic applause like they used to have on television shows. That would be a good second option. We won't have a boo, just the applause. So if you can make
as long as you're doing it in that office that you're in now and not in the office that you share, we can't have somebody come in and pull you off with a hook.
This is my private upstairs conference table office.
That might be kind of fun. I might have to work on that. So thank you again for your time. Y'all let us know where you're from if you're watching. Even if it's in the replay, just let us know. We love to know who watched and who saw this. And I've had a couple people send me messages that say they really like Travel Talk Tuesday because it's, part of it is you're getting to meet us and getting to learn some of our personalities, but getting to hear a little bit more about the tours. And I think it's important when you can hear our excitement about the things that we're doing. I think it just makes everybody feel good about the trips that we've got coming up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, to let people know who I am, especially you and I, because we don't work out of the St. Louis office.
Right.
Let them kind of know that you and I are, how do they say that? A hot mess express? No, that's not
we are a hot mess express. And my friend Cindy Stonebreaker Reed is here, and she's also in North Carolina. Cindy, you need to come travel with me, and we need to catch up. So, and thanks for watching. So you guys, have a great week. You
Feel
never
free to
know.
comment. We listen. Sorry to interrupt, but feel free to comment if you have a question about anything we mentioned today. This is probably our longest Travel Talk Tuesday.
It is long, and it took us 3 tries to get here.
But if you have a question, please feel free, comment it. I at least look, because it's kind of who I am, see how many people viewed it, and I get all the notifications on social media, and so does Frances. So we will definitely get an answer back to you as fast as we can if you have any questions. But thank you all for watching now live, or thank you for watching in the future. We look forward to traveling across this great country and across the world with you.
All right. See you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.